What's going on, y'all? Chris Moses here with Gospel Progressions University, and I'm coming at you with another lesson here. And this is going to be moving from the 1 chord to the 4 chord. We're going to do this in the key of C, and when we look at these chords, we like to number them. So as usual, I will tell you what the numbers are, and it's going to be a simple progression. In gospel, we just don't typically move from the 1 chord and then straight to a 4 chord. There's some things that happens and some things that go in between because, hey, it wouldn't make it gospel music if we didn't do it. So when we say the 4 chord, if we say C is 1, F would be 4. So we would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that's how it corresponds. So the first note would be the first chord is 1. The fourth note would be the 4th chord, would be number 4. So we move from that 1 to that 4 in gospel. When we're playing the gospel bump, we'll do the 1, 2, then we'll do a sharp 2 or a flat 3, 3, and then 4. So you have something like with the rhythm. So if I had the rhythm right, so it's basically boom, boom, and you land on 4, right? So for a beginner, I'm going to do this in 3 stages. I'll give you beginner, I'll give you intermediate, and I'll give you advanced. So your beginner, we would go C triad. So we'll play this in the 2nd position as in our right hand, G, C, E. And then the next chord would be A, D, F, which would be your D minor, excuse me. And we're going to play this in the 2nd inversion as well. So C, D minor, 2nd inversion, okay? And then now we're going to go from here. We're going to keep this thumb where it is, keep the index finger where it is. Then you have your middle finger go to the E flat. So thumb on A, index on A. Thumb on A, index on C, and middle finger on E flat. And then we have our pinky on that G flat. So we go here and then we go right over to C chord. And that's how we resolve on the F by doing that. So again, C major, 2nd inversion, D major, or D minor rather, 2nd inversion. Then we just move up to the F sharp or the G flat and the E flat. So from here, and then from here, we just go over to the C major in its root position. And then we end or resolve on the C, E flat, F, A. In the, well, whatever inversion this is, we're starting on C, E flat, F, and A, right? I don't know, 3rd inversion. So of the F7 chord. So it would sound like, and this is where we resolve. So for our intermediate player, we're going to shift the octave a little bit, or the we'll play in the same octave, but we're going to change the inversion. So your first chord is going to be C major, all right? And you're going to play like the power chord or this C and G in your left hand. So you're basically going to move up. So we'll do the left hand first. C, G, D, A, or 1 and 5, 2 and 6. And then we're going to go to that sharp 2 or flat 3 and 6. Okay. And then we're going to go up a half step, this tritone here, go up a half step, E to B flat. And then we'll resolve on the F and A. So it sounds something like this. All right. So far, this is what we have. And now we can do the right hand. So I won't go further than this. So we just have this here, we know. So on our right hand, we have C, root position, D minor, and we have E flat, diminished 7th, E flat, G flat, A, and C. Okay, so we go from there, we go to C major, second inversion, or first inversion, E, G, C, and then we go to this chord here, E flat, G, A, and C. So it would sound like this. And this is where we would resolve the F and A, E flat, G, A, and C, or F9. Now, for our more advanced version, what we're going to do is shift it again, but we're going to add some things, okay? So it's the same thing, same. We go from in our left hand, we're going to go F, A, B flat, D. Or we can do F, A, B flat, D, G, C. It's your first chord. All right. Over C, okay? Second chord is going to be over D. All right. So the second chord that's over D is G flat, C, F, B flat, E flat. The third chord is over E flat. We keep in the same thing with F sharp or G flat to C. And now we go over to the F sharp, the diminished seventh on the right hand. And now the second to last chord is going to be E over E. All right, E, A flat, B flat in your left hand. Your right hand is E flat, A flat, C, E flat. Well, basically an A flat chord over the E, A flat, B flat, and then you resolve to the F. So you should do this. You can do this as well. And just double it. Okay, again. So our first chord is over C, all right? You can do this. D, E flat, keeping the same thing here, E, all right, then F. So this is how we would move from a C to an F, or a 1 to a 4 with gospel music. Any questions, you can go ahead and hit me in the comment section. If you haven't, you want to learn more about gospel music, then you need to download my free guide over at gospelprogressionsuniversity.com/gospelkeyspro.